What's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to get public health insurance if you work for a Chinese company as a foreigner in China, coming up. Now I want you to be aware that there are two kinds of insurance in China. The first one is public insurance, the second one is private. Private will be for another video because it has different scenarios and applications, so I'm just going to go strictly with public. Now first thing you should know is that if you work for a Chinese company, no matter if you're a foreigner or Chinese, they are supposed to allow you the opportunity to get some public health insurance. Now I'm not a lawyer, but check with your HR to make sure that they offer the package in the first place. Don't be like a colleague of mine that lived in China for over 2 years, didn't have any health insurance, had no idea how to go to the hospital, see a doctor or anything like that. So if he got sick, he would have been like SOL at that time. Now, if you just want to skip right to the bread and butter, you can look at the timestamps up here and see what you want to look at. The insurance card kind of looks something like this. Think of it as like two accounts in one. It's your insurance policy in an account and a bank account that you're opening. So the process is pretty similar. If you want to know how to open a bank account in China, you can look at the link up there and I'll post it down in the description below as well. As I mentioned before, your HR should have a package if you work for a Chinese company, but if not, you can go to the bank directly. In my case, I went to Guangdong Bank in China and they offer insurance cards. Now the first step to getting your public medical insurance card in China is the application process. You'll need your passport with your visa, obviously, your work permit, your work contract, your temporary residence permit you get at the police station, Chinese phone number and address, and of course, last but not least, you need 1-inch digital photo with a white background. This is very important, as I'll explain in a future step as why. Now you should round up all these documents and give it to your HR, because your HR should have a department that applies through the government saying that you are trying to get health insurance. After they apply to the government and you register in the system, then you can go to the bank branch and get the card for the insurance card. So let's go to the second step, bank registration. So after your HR has reviewed your documents, submitted it, and it's been approved, they will notify you that you are ready to go to the bank branch to get your insurance card. Usually they'll give you lists of instructions what documents you need to bring, but if you just bring the same documents as I told you in the first step, you'll be all right. But the key note here, make sure you have a digital copy of your 1-inch white background photo. And there are special places in China that you can just walk in and get the digital and the physical copy. You can save it to your cell phone, email, or whatever is most convenient for you, so that when you apply at the bank, you can just send it to them via WeChat or email immediately, instead of having to go back to like the shop you got the pictures from and ask them to send it to you digitally again. You don't want to go through that headache like I did. So after you got in approval from the HR, you apply at the bank branch with the same documents I mentioned before, then you just gotta wait. Now, because you're a foreigner, expect the process to be maybe 1 to 2 months waiting time. I kind of called every 3 weeks to just follow up, make sure they didn't forget about me, but they definitely have it in the system. But because your name is so long as a foreigner, you may take a little bit to process versus a regular Chinese citizen. The third step is card pickup and activation. Now this can happen one of two ways. The card can be directly mailed to your HR and then they'll personally hand it to you. That doesn't mean you're done yet. Or you have to go to the bank branch to pick it up and activate it. Now after you have gotten the card from either your HR or you go to the bank, you still need to activate it. So go to your respective bank that you applied for with the card and make sure you bring your passport and all that and get ready to activate it. Now you're gonna have two accounts, okay? Because this is like the public Chinese medical insurance. The first one is just a regular bank account, so woohoo, you just open a bank account if you really wanted one. And the second one is your medical insurance. Now, you can see an example in this application here. You can easily access it once you make an online banking account, which you should do at the bank branch, by the way. Don't leave the bank branch after activating your card without doing this. And you can see that you can view either your regular bank card or your insurance card. And after you activated your medical insurance card at the bank branch, make sure you have the right pins, you have online banking set up, the application banking set up, all that. You're not done yet. So you just have a card now with medical insurance. Doesn't mean you can actually go to the doctor and use it. So the fourth step is to go register at your nearest local hospital. Now, how I had to do it, and it may be the similar situation in your case, is you have to pick a small local hospital first. You can just go on Baidu Maps and search for the nearest public hospital. I will also put it in the description below on how to type it in Baidu Maps if you don't know how to do it. Then you have to look for someone at the front desk there. There's usually a registration area for insurance. They usually have a sign. It's gonna be in Chinese, guys. They're not gonna speak any English, so you might wanna bring a translator with you if you don't have enough spoken Chinese ability. It may take like maybe 30 minutes for them to upload you, but you're definitely in the system. Just give them a little bit of time. And then once they say you're registered in the system, you're good to use that hospital if something were to happen. So remember, I said the nearest local hospital. So that's the first hospital you go to. After you do the first step of the nearest local hospital, then you can apply for the second hospital, which is like the bigger hospital. And if something were to happen, you can go there if you believe that the medical services there are better than the very local public hospital. Something to note is that you can only change hospitals once every year. So once you choose these two hospitals, you can't change the hospitals that can accept your insurance card until the following year. So choose wisely. So after you have applied and registered for those two hospitals, then you're good to go. You can go in there, request to make an appointment, get body checks. If you have a fever or cold, or you want to get seen by a doctor, you can do so with your insurance card. You can pay it with your insurance card. Now I'm going to be giving you a bonus step here. Just kind of to teach you how the insurance card works in China. So let's say your salary is 10,000 RMB each month, and your company offers you like a 50% match rate of what you want to put in your insurance card every month. So let's say you want to put 100 RMB each month and get with your HR to see how much you can put, because it does depend on your salary. So we're going to go with 100 RMB each month. So 50 RMB would come out of my pocket, out of my salary, and 50 RMB would come out of the company's salary into the insurance policy. And then it will accumulate each month after you get paid. And let's say you're like perfectly healthy person, over a span of a year, you can have over like 2,000 RMB saved up for any medical emergencies. Something to note for the public medical insurance in China, it's mainly for small issues, like if you have a fever, if you just don't feel good, want to get seen by a doctor, if you want to get issued some medicine. You may even be offered some discounts if you use that insurance card at that hospital. So if it usually costs like 100 RMB, but if you use the insurance card, you may get like 80% off or whatever it may be. But if you have like a large issue, like you have to go through a major surgery, or maybe you've gotten a chronic illness, then you may be more likely to get the private health insurance, which I'll make in another video. But that kind of goes into like the, wow, this is a huge issue. I don't have all the money to pay for it. I need the insurance company to cover for me. Something to note with the public insurance is if you do have a big issue like that, you can just ask your HR the process of reimbursement, because they may have one where if you get surgery, you can ask for reimbursement and they may be able to help you out. So I don't know what you guys are waiting for. If you don't have medical insurance in China, you've been living here for quite some time, go ahead and get your first insurance card and let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Don't be like my friend that lived here for 2 years and had to leave because he didn't have a comfortable lifestyle and didn't know how to see a doctor when he wanted to. Now, if you found value from this video, please smash that like button. If you want to learn tips and tricks about having a better lifestyle in China as a foreigner, please consider subscribing because I post every week. Anyways, keep surviving and I'll see you next time.